So what is going on, my fellow collectors? How is everybody doing today? Daredevil19 here, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Bandai Tamashii Nation's SH Figuarts Dragon Ball Z Shenron. So let's get into it right away and start off with this ginormous box. So we do get a basic looking style box for the SH Figuarts DBZ line, but of course it is much larger, as you can see there, since it is Shenron on the front here. We do get a little bit of a window there, and then on the window in white says SH Figuarts and Shenron. Then throughout the rest of the front of the box we do get some nice images of the figure there. Then on the bottom we do get the warning blah 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 blah, Toei Animation, Dragon Ball Z, Tamashii Nations, and Bandai. And then the bottom of the box here does have a nice image of the figure running all along it, as you can see there, so pretty cool looking. And then the top of the box, not much going on. We do get a random image of a piece of Shenron there. And then here is the one side of the box, just says Shenron, along with on the bottom as well. And then the other side here, we do get a few more images of parts of Shenron and then his face there, so pretty cool looking. And then the back of it does show a few poses you can get the figure into along with the accessories. But anyway, that is the packaging. Let's get this figure over to take a closer look at the wish-granting dragon. Alrighty, taking a closer detailed look, and I think Tamashii Nations did a phenomenal job with the Shenron. They really did kill it with this figure. I have two main complaints, which some people might agree with, some people might not. And then I do have like a couple minor issues here and there, which we will get into shortly. So let's get Shenron off the stand here. And one of my favorite parts, well, my favorite part about the figure is definitely the head sculpt. I think they did a great job with it. It looks exactly like Shenron does in Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Super, whatever. They did a very nice job with it. I do love the way the scales look. That's one of my favorite parts also about the figure. The eyes look sick, so they did a very nice job with the eyes. And then I don't think they're antlers. I'm guessing they're horns because he's a damn dragon. We get the wooden horns here, and we have a few sculpted lines here and there in them, so it does give it like that real wood type look. And then we do get like the fur or hair on the side of his face there on each side. And it is like a softer rubbery type plastic, and they did a nice job with it. And then we do get his whiskers here, which do come separately in the packaging. You do have to peg them in. And one minor issue I do have, the right one of mine likes to pop out a lot, and it does get very irritating, so I might end up crazy gluing it. But technically you can swivel them around if you would want to, like you could have it like that or something, so you can actually move them around a little bit, which is pretty cool. Another really cool thing about the head sculpt is the teeth. They really did an excellent job sculpting the teeth on Shenron. I think they look sick. And then the tongue looks pretty good. Then we do get like a maroonish type paint for the inside of his mouth. And then the bottom there on his jaw, very nice sculpt all throughout it. So really great job all throughout the head sculpt there. And one minor complaint I do have, this is probably just me. Some people like shading as well, paint shading. Some people don't really mind it, but there is no paint shading at all on this figure. And I feel like it really would have made this Shenron look that much better on your shelf if they added some paint shading on the green scales and maybe added like some line work in these sculpted lines on the yellow part there. I feel like it would have made the figure just pop on your shelf if they just added a little bit of paint shading and the line work on it. I mean, that's just me though. I love paint shading. If you watch my reviews and everything, you know I'm a big fan of paint shading on figures. So that is a little minor issue I do have. But for where there is paint, it's pretty good. The red lines though, they're not perfect. I mean, if you look close enough and you try to look for paint bleeding, you're going to find it here and there. But if you look at it from a distance, I mean, you really don't notice it. So they did a pretty good job with it. And then the yellow part here, I do like how they sculpted tiny little lines going up and down all throughout it in all different spots. I thought that was pretty cool that they did that. So great job with that. And then these scales just turned out great. They really did a beautiful job sculpting the scales on this Shenron here. I mean, they just look dope. And then we do get the fin piece running down the center all along Shenron there. And we do get a little bit of sculpted lines in some of them here and there, which I do appreciate them adding that in there. And then the arms and hands look pretty good too. We get these scales all sculpted on there and everything. And then we do get his black dragon claws. But they did a nice job with the arms and the hands. I like the way they turned out. I mean, he reminds me of like a pretzel when you have him like that. And one of my main complaints is with the articulation, how most of the figure is pre-posed. Yeah, you have a few points here and there past like his arms. You get like, I think 7 or 8 more points of articulation, but a lot of the figure is pre-posed, like this piece and the rest of it. You know what I mean? So I don't know why they didn't make his articulation like his neck and make the entire figure fully articulated. I could have sworn the first prototype of Shenron had articulation like this on his neck all throughout the figure. So that just, it baffles me that they didn't make him a fully articulated figure. It's like, what the heck's that all about? I think that would have been so much better. You could have fully extended the figure, put him in any pose you wanted to put him into. Instead, you're going to have him stuck like this on your shelf, which really isn't bad, but I really would have preferred a fully articulated figure. Some people might agree, some people might not, but I mean, the detail though just really looks phenomenal, and I can't be any more happy with how the paint and sculpt turned out on this Shenron. Sorry, my dog is barking. But anyway, let's continue on. Moving on to the accessories, we really don't get much with this Shenron. All we do get is the stand for Shenron. Then we do get this effect here with the 7 molded together Dragon Balls. And this is my other big main issue with this figure. If we were ever going to get the Dragon Balls in the SH Figuarts DBZ line, this is the time we could have gotten it. I don't know why they didn't give us each individual Dragon Ball with this Shenron. I mean, they could have gave us this accessory here just like that, and then they could have gave us each Dragon Ball as well. I don't get why we didn't get that. To me, that is so disappointing. I mean, this effect does look cool and all. Like, we get some nice paintwork on it, some nice shading on these molded together Dragon Balls that looks like a pearl ring, and then we do get some nice paint shading on the effect and nice sculpt work to it as well. But like I said, I don't know why they didn't give us each individual Dragon Ball. That does really suck. I think the only Dragon Ball we're going to get is with the Kid Goku, so we do get that little effect there. And then we also get Shenron stand, which does come in a few parts, so you do have to put it together, obviously. So we do have the base, which also has 6 peg holes, so you can peg any of the 3 arms into any peg hole you would like to. Then we do get the longer arm here, which is meant for Shenron's neck. That's what you rest his neck on. Then we do get the 2 smaller ones, which is what you rest his body on these pieces right here. And I do wish these pieces were clamps, because sometimes it could be a bit difficult getting his body to rest on these, and if we had clamps, you can clamp it around his body, and I feel like that would have held it up a lot better than these pieces here. But you can swivel these as well, and like I said, you could swivel the arms also. These pieces here, you can actually pop them out and shift them up or down, wherever you would like to put them, to make it so Shenron's body will fit on the piece there, and you just have to pop them back in. So it's pretty simple to work it. You just got to find the right spot on where Shenron's body will rest on those pieces there. But anyway, that is all the accessories included with Shenron. Let's keep moving on with the rest of the review, shall we? Now for the height and length of Shenron, and I try to stretch him out as far as I can. You can only stretch the figure a certain amount because of those pre-posed pieces. I got around like 25 inches long, so that's how long you can get the figure to stretch out. Maybe you can get him to stretch out a little bit more than I did. Now before I go over the height, I just want to talk about the size and scale of this Shenron. Yes, we all know he's not in perfect scale with the SH Figuarts DBZ figures. Now, try to picture Tamashii Nations making the actual size of Shenron for the SH Figuarts DBZ line. You know how much that figure would cost? Barely anybody would be able to afford it. So for me personally, I'm fine with the scale of Shenron here, and he looks great on display with the SH Figuarts DBZ figures. So just wanted to mention the scale and size of Shenron. Now for the height of him on his little display here in that pose, he's just shy of 11 inches tall. And then here he is compared to the SH Figuarts San Diego Comic-Con Frieza Saga Goku, the Super Saiyan God Goku, the Super Saiyan Vegeta, and the Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta. And then here he is compared to the SH Figuarts Android 16, Nappa, and the San Diego Comic-Con Broly. And then here he is compared to a bunch of the other SH Figuarts Dragon Ball Z figures, and Dragon Ball Super as well. And then here he is compared to the SH Figuarts Awakened Warrior Super Saiyan Goku and the Mezco 112 Punisher. Anyway, there's some quick comparisons. Let's keep moving on with the rest of the review. So now for the articulation, and even though he's not fully articulated, we still get some pretty good movement with the Shenron. So like I said before, the whiskers, you can swivel them around, and then the jaw you can open it so it hinges down about that much, and then you can close it. Of course, the tongue you cannot articulate, and then the head here goes down about that much and then up about that much, and then we do get swivel out of it, and then it can pivot a tiny bit as well. Now for the neck here, not counting the head articulation, we do get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 points of articulation, and then moving all of them back, Shenron can almost look backwards, and then he can go all the way down with all those points of articulation there, and then all of them swivel, and then you can pivot all of them as well, so you could have them like looking off behind him or something like that. So I really love the articulation at the neck there. That is the best points of articulation that we do have on Shenron here. And then the rest of the figure, from not counting this piece but starting here with the rest of his body, we do get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 points of articulation, and all of them can swivel. They can move up and down a bit, and then they can pivot a little as well. So we do get some pretty good movement throughout the entire figure. I mean, you can stretch them out if you want, but then you have like the scales on the yellow part, and then it starts looking weird there. But like I said, we do get some decent articulation for them making most of it pre-posed. You still get some decent movement in some of the points of articulation we do have. Now for all 4 arms, we get the same exact movement with all 4 of them. We have a nice joint that connects into the body, and you do get a nice circular motion out of the arm there, so I do like that point of articulation. Then they do go out to the side a lot more than 90 degrees. They do go up and down. We do have bicep swivel. It can swivel. We're at the shoulder as well. Then we do have a double jointed elbow that bends in all the way. Then we do have a ball hinge on the wrist, so it does swivel and hinges back and forth. So really great movement on all the arms there. Even though he's not fully articulated like how all the neck joints are, you're still going to be able to get him in a few types of poses, but really not a whole bunch, which is a bit disappointing to me. But I mean, it's still a badass looking figure, even though he's pretty much going to be in this pose right here. But anyway, let's take a look at some pictures of him pretty much in the same poses. But anyway, that is my review of the SH Figuarts Dragon Ball Z Shenron. Hope you enjoyed it. If I had to rate this figure between a 1 through 10, I'd have to give it an even 8. If you would like to know the price and where to buy this figure, I did get mine from Agelessgeeks.com, and he does have Shenron up for pre-order right now, and he told me that Bluefin told him that Shenron will be in stock either the middle or the end of November. If you do live in California, I believe Agelessgeeks does have Shenron in stock at his booth at Frank & Sons. And don't forget, when you purchase something from Agelessgeeks, to enter in codename Daredevil, and you will be getting yourself a 5% off discount. I will put more information in the description below. And if you would like to support the channel, don't forget to subscribe and click on that notification bell. And if you liked it, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, just give it a thumbs up anyway, because action figures are awesome. But thanks for watching. I will see you later. So let's get into it right away and tell what you mean. So we do get a basic looking style box for the SH Figuarts DBZ line, but is it? But of course it is much larger, as you can see, because on the window in white does say SH Figure. Damn it, son of a beep. And then the bottom of the box here does say Shenron. Does the heck was that? And then here is the one side of the box, just says Shenron. Damn it! Damn! Let's get this figure over to take a closer look at the wish-granting dragon. I said that really weird. Hello? Aww. Now for the height of Shenron on this thing here, damn it. Perfect on this figure. And then it also swivels. There goes his damn whisker again. God
Damn you, Shenron!
And there is 6 peg holes on the chippity chippity chapa tukantana. So you could peg the arms into whichever peg hole you would like to, wherever it would blah blah blah. I don't know why Tamashii Nations didn't give us that. That's what I thought. I don't know why I started putting this on as a ring. I don't know. What the hell? What am I doing? That's what it looks like, a pearl ring.